he saw you. Beneath every disguise, every gesture fought so true.
What do you think the average IQ of this group is, huh?
You know what the fuck it is? You know what the fuck it is? Crazy bitches on TV. You know what the fuck it is? You know what the fuck it is? That the beat is on the move. Watch out, night down, feeling angry to myself. Smoke up, beat down, people telling on and on. Watch out, night down, feeling angry to myself. Smoke up, beat down, people telling on and on. Wake me up from your mood, wake me up and shine around. I can see myself on my own TV. Watch out, night down, feeling angry to myself.
Things I like. It's the things you don't like. Come on, don't run me down in this shit. I know you heard it.
Watch out, night down, feeling angry to myself. Smoke up, beat down, people saying on and on. Watch out, night down, feeling angry to myself. Smoke up, beat down, people saying on and on.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
We're live.
What's up?
We're here. Everybody's excited to do this one, I can tell you.
The neon fucking demon.
The Neon Demon, exactly. The Johnny was going to be here for this, but I think he thought better of it. No, he's got some family stuff going on. He'll be back for the next one, but
The demon
yeah,
got
the demon fucking got him. Yeah, that's not it. I almost pulled up. We're doing Neon Demon tonight. We got the wrong shit. But yeah, Brian got the Mac Daddy edition. Obviously, we got the peasant $5 release. He's got the badass super limited. Yeah,
I got the neon, the Amazon Prime edition.
yeah, I did the Prime Edition too, just because it wouldn't get in here fast enough. So, like, I'll just
The
watch
4-discer with the digibook soundtrack.
It's legit.
Yeah.
Who
What
put
is it?
out?
Blu-ray, DVD, and like 2 special features, or a soundtrack and then special features disc, I guess.
Blu-ray, DVD, soundtrack, extras. Yep.
Yeah, damn, that thing's
it's not-
loaded, man.
It's
Holy
not
shit.
Second Sight. It's a different company.
It's Cock Media.
That sounds right.
I don't know what to call them.
He said cock.
CH. I don't know how else to pronounce it.
Cock Media.
Yeah, we're gonna try to decipher this piece of cinema here and go through the chat and see what's next. It's good to finally jump Brian in. We're trying to find a movie that's perfect for
man.
Brian the whole time. I know he likes this movie a lot.
Yeah.
He may have some ideas. He may not, but we'll see. They're all fucking weird. This one's really weird. But if you had it, it's really not spoon fed to you. It's a lot of off camera stuff, and you got to kind of make up your own. Read between the lines. But
Yeah.
it does work pretty well. Well, let's see who's in here. Chris, what's going on, man?
What's up, Christy?
Oh, Chris.
Non-praying mantis. Hail fucking Paymon, everybody. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Wrangler saying what's up? What's going on? Everybody saying hey. Allie, what's going on?
What's up,
So
Allie?
she's looking forward to hearing the panel's thoughts on this movie. Yeah, we'll save those for the end. Won't we, guys?
Right. There's one person on here who really loves it. And that's
Yeah.
Pops.
Yeah. If anybody loves it, it was Alan.
It was
Yeah.
a fucking barn burner.
Yeah. I get a text from Alan as he's watching it. Oh my God, blue.
We surprised you with an
Are they
Argento
gonna,
film.
are they gonna do green? Is the next scene gonna be green? Don't spoil it.
Christmas?
Yeah.
Everybody say what's up. Spicoli, what's up, everyone? This movie was something. Oh, it's up.
What's up, Reed?
Hey, Reed, man. Oh, that's cool that he watched it. I know he's not a big horror guy for the most part, so that's
Yeah, this director is, again, he's got his own style. It's kind of his own thing, man. I think this movie's really kind of misunderstood. I don't think people really get what it really is and what's really happening, and what I don't think they're following it correctly when they're watching it. And then I can get it to a point. You hear these broads just yapping at each other, and it's easily to just kind of like look past what's actually being said and what they're actually doing. But we'll get all that.
Yeah, I don't think of it as a straight horror movie either.
No, it's really more like folk horror.
Mm-hmm.
Really. But
it kind of gives me like Suspiria type vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah.
Garcia, everybody saying what's up? Hall Notes, what's up, guys? Real excited for this. Whole lot of fashion, tiny bit of slashing. Yeah. It's like I said, it's the build up more than anything, and the payoff. And there's some stuff along the way where it's like, what the fuck is this? The Keanu Reeves, all his stuff.
I loved everything with Keanu Reeves. If anything, I wanted more Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely could use more.
You know what he
Keanu Reeves.
said? I love it. Hey, room 214 must be seen.
Yeah, he's talking about.
I love that dirty fucking
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves. Anytime
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves is like a bad guy, I love it because it's so off brand for him, and he's so good at it. He's so good at being that dude.
Yeah, nicest guy ever, playing just an absolute sleazeball.
Yeah, the 13-year-old runaway in that room 214.
Yeah. From Sandusky, Ohio.
Right, Sandusky, Ohio. Yeah. He's such a scumbag.
Everybody saying what's up, Eddie? What's going
Hey,
on,
Eddie.
man?
What's up, Eddie?
All right, what is this thing doing? Don Praying Mantis, perfect time, and just finished the first rewatch since I purchased the DVD. It was released. Yeah, I'm sure it's. I know there's some people that really love this movie. And I can understand it. Allie, Sweet Edition. Yeah, talking about Brian's Mac Daddy edition there.
I can't show the pages in there. There's a lot of nudity in there.
Oh, you can show the pages in there. On this channel? Absolutely.
On this channel, all right.
You can show whatever. Chris C. I love the film. Strong 8 out of 10. Cool, man.
I gotta stop making faces when I see shit like that.
Wrangler.
People can see me.
This is for Pop.
Yeah. Chris C. I want that edition. I'm sure it's OOP.
Yeah, it definitely is.
There's
There's like 4K overseas too, but that's OOP too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like these directors. What is his name? Nicholas Winding Refn. He's got his own style. Only God Forgives. He does his own thing, man.
Drive.
He did a show.
Rising.
There was a show he did for Amazon Prime. I forget the name of it, but I heard it was pretty crazy too.
Yeah. You guys ever seen Valhalla Rising?
No.
That's solid, man. A really solid Viking movie.
I just got it in. Matter of fact, it's funny. It came in the middle of the day. I watched the movie, but they're the same director.
Same director, yeah.
Yeah, well unknown.
Lon Praying Mantis, I believe it's her first starring role. Elle Fanning.
Yeah, probably. I think it was. Yeah.
Because before that, she was just like a kid actor, right?
Yeah.
She was in Super 8 before this.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah. I thought Super 8 was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Chris C, the film's not for everybody though. Oh, none of these films are for everybody. None of these WTF titles, that's for sure. Caveman, what's going on?
Hey, Caveman.
It's okay, man.
Let's see there, the Caveman.
Hagen.
Egg and K. Did I miss? Oh, yeah. Chubbs, what's going on?
Chubbs.
Jobs.
Eddie says, I remember watching this movie when it first came out. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, I mean, it's got its fan base for sure. Chris C. Everybody saying hey. Non Prematus say Neon Demons horror adjacent. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely horrific stuff that happens in it. Everybody saying what's up? Chris C. Such an awesome, insidious Neo Giallo type film. That's one way to put it. Everybody saying what's up. Allie says she saw it in theaters. I didn't even know this thing had a theater release.
Yeah, I saw it in theaters too.
Yeah, I missed that one. The dream she has with him is great. Yeah, you get to that. Yeah. But was it a dream? Was it a vision? We're saying hey. I'm praying Mantis. Okay, good to see everybody. Yeah, cool. Eddie says Bronson was another one he did. Bronson, same director. Tom Hardy was crazy in it. Yeah, he really was. They saying what's up, Chris? My mom said I was a dangerous girl. She was right. Yeah. I'm praying Mantis. I'll bet it does, and it look amazing on 4K. Yeah, it's shot really well.
I'll tell you this: she wasn't dangerous enough.
Yeah.
And one interesting fact, y'all were talking about Suspiria earlier. The director of the 2018 remake of Suspiria described this film as the real remake of Suspiria. The director of the 2018 movie said that about this movie. He said this was the real remake, is what he said.
I could see that.
So there's definitely a resemblance.
But I like that. I like that remake.
Yeah.
Even with the bad CGI and all that, the
I haven't seen the 2018 remake.
You should see that. I mean, you ain't gonna like it, but I still think you should see it. It's a weird movie. It's fucking. How long is that movie, Brian?
2.5 hours.
Yeah, there's 2.5 hours. It should be 90 minutes.
Yeah.
The original's 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny that the remake's 2.5 hours.
They put some weird story in it with a tranny, and I don't know, but it's still worth a watch for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely WTF.
Yeah,
of course.
Where did I? Amazing. Eddie says Bronson is a cool movie, but too much of definitely too much of that. It's like the whole movie. Every time he gets ready to fight, he takes his clothes off, which is the whole movie. Reed says, Pops, you get rid of the library version of Valhalla Rising. Yeah.
Well, right now it is inside my alternate slip for Nightbreed. I needed something to put inside Nightbreed, so I just stuck it inside there for now.
There you go.
And I got the official good cover now.
Got the real deal.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying, what's up? Elle Fanning was in a miniseries in 2002, Taken. She'd been in a bunch of stuff, acting-wise. As a girl.
Well, CSI Miami, Criminal Minds, shit like that episodes. Did a bunch of TV stuff.
Really like the remake of Suspiria. I enjoy it. I just, I wish it was shorter. I wish there was a 90-minute cut. Ombre Mantis, I can definitely see the similarities. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think a lot of people even pick up that, that they're similar, and I think that's a big part of why some people don't like it. It just never got in. Allie said, I've never seen the original Suspiria, but I did go see the remake with Dakota Johnson. Yeah, something tells me you'd like the remake more. I like the remake more, but I'm not a Suspiria guy. I like the beginning of Suspiria with the first 15 minutes and the hairy armed witch and stuff. I was like, that's the movie I wanted, not what we ended up getting. Chris C, Me Too, Non-Praying Mantis. It's like Lynch, Argento made a film. This is a lot like Mulholland Drive. Okay, well, this makes more sense than Mulholland Drive, but yeah, something like that. All right, let's get into this thing. 2016, written and directed by Nicholas Winding Refn. Drive, Valhalla Rising, Only God Forgives. We talked about that. Only God Forgives is a fun one. It's in Thailand, right? I think.
Yeah.
All the murder, and then the most sadistic murderer ever decides he goes to sing karaoke afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
and he sings like a little girl. I don't know. The karaoke is huge in Thailand, and I don't know. We'll end up doing that on the WTF at some point because
Cool steel look for that one.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
fucking weird. You've seen that, Anthony? Only God Forgives?
No.
You like Drive and you liked Blade Runner 2049? It's the same kind of Ryan Gosling performance. Where
Yeah.
he's like autistic.
Stoic, kind of.
Yeah.
He's autistic.
Oh, you mean like back in those Disney days?
Yeah. Where he's just like this the whole time. You
Yep.
know, marching around, getting blood all over him.
Brian, I bet you remember him from Young Hercules.
Yeah.
Remember that show?
Yeah. I like the half Nelson and Lars and the Real Girl.
Yeah.
This it takes place and is shot in Los Angeles, of course. You know, could have easily been New York too, a big modeling scene there, but it's I think it fits more with Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
The movie opens on Elle Fanning. Now, I left some dialogue out of this because a lot of times it's just young broads yapping at each other about nonsense. I tried to put in some of it, the grooming stuff, but a lot of times they're just talking about, and it's very repetitive, the stuff they talk about. They're always talking about, you know, what the business is like and how, you know, so this and it's that. And we get it. It's modeling. But also we get that they're models. And they don't have much to say. You know, they're not the brightest bulbs. They didn't get into it because they had brain power. So I did like that touch, but at the same time, it was a little much. Elle Fanning is doing a photo shoot covered in blood with amateur photographer. He uses the same makeup artist that she ends up using for everybody. She meets with her and two other models that are all friends. 3 of them total. One's a makeup artist and 2 are models, and they have discussions about the business and how she's new, and you know they talk about her sex life. They talk about all kinds of things. Like, you know, they're kind of picking on her at first, it seems like, but you start to realize they're more trying to get information out of her. They're trying to, in a sense, groom her. But you find out she has no parents. They want to know what her family life's like. She doesn't have any parents. She's orphaned. Nobody's going to miss her. That kind of thing. And that she's very young, but they didn't tell her age, basically. They're all, again, kind of bratty and cunty, but they seem really interested and at the same time very jealous of her. I think that comes across right from the beginning. And the makeup girl is putting out the lesbian vibes hardcore from the beginning. Like, you can tell, like that. At least, did anybody else get that, or was that just
Yeah, definitely.
maybe just the haircut? I don't know, but it's the girl. It's Jenna Malone. What's her name?
Yeah, she's from Donnie Darko.
From Donnie Darko, most famously from Donnie Darko. And I don't know why she didn't have a bigger career. She's great in Donnie Darko for sure.
Well, a big career as a child actor.
Yeah. Next, she meets the modeling agent. You get a sense, again, very cutthroat. That's Hendricks. What's her name?
Christina Hendricks.
Christina Hendricks. The total opposite of all these girls. She's like, you know, very voluptuous. They're all like stick thin, but she's the modeling agent. And she's explaining how cutthroat it is and how everybody, you know, most of the people that come in her office are wasting her time, but she's not. She tells her right away she's special and she's going to be somebody. She's going to be a big star just from just a little bit. And you get the sense right away that she doesn't say that to just everybody. She's not blowing smoke. She goes right out in the lobby and dismisses girls. You can go ahead and go on. Don't even bother. Leave. You know. So she seems like she's getting some real praise, but she kind of talks to her like she's retarded too. She talks down to her. You know. Again, they're models.
She just talks down to everybody.
Yeah, but she does talk down to everybody. Yeah. Fanning meets the first photographer from earlier. They go for a drive, like a little date, drive around town. She explains to him that she wants to be a star. She has no talent, but being pretty is a talent, and she can sell that. And by the way, she's 16. He drops her back. She has some big exposition about the moon, the moon's kind of a factor in this, but I left that whole bit out because it didn't really play. I didn't think that well. They tried to make it more than it was. But he drops her back off at the motel she's staying in. She's staying in this flea bag motel. And they make plans to hang out again, and they shake hands. Fanning goes to her room. She sees something in her room moving around in there. She gets the manager, enter Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Who's awesome in this.
Yes. Hey, Mikey, come on. We got somebody in the room. He brings and that's Skinny
He
Pete
comes
from
out
Breaking Bad.
going up to bat.
Yeah,
And that's
Skinny Pete, yeah, from Breaking Bad.
And he's like, yeah, bring the bat. And then he goes to the room or whatever. He's okay, Mikey, break down the door. And
He can't get the key to work.
And then Keanu Reeves, he's flicking on the lights on and off, and they're not working. He's like, hey, Mikey, shine a light in there.
Mikey, get in there. You get in there. Tell me what it is. Yeah. It's,
So
he sees the room is trashed and immediately blames Elle Fanning. He's like, you fucking kids. It's always the same, blah, blah, blah. He's just going off. And then Skinny Pete, that's what we'll call him, sees a giant cougar in the room and goes, oh, there's your problem. And immediately, no apologies, no nothing. He's like, oh, it was the cougar, and literally blames her for it. Like,
you're going to pay for all this shit.
You're paying for all this shit. It's my fault. A giant cougar got in my fucking room and tore the place up.
That's the craziest thing, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cougar.
Yeah, they're bad out there, though. Mountain lions are pretty bad out there.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They get big like that, too. But was anybody, like, trying to get something from that cougar thing? Like, I'm watching that. I'm like, how's that cougar going to play back around?
Right.
Now, we did a WTF on Borgman. In Borgman, the creatures that are human-like, they turn into dogs at one point.
Right.
In my mind, I'm like, is that the makeup girl, the cougar? Like, is she like a shape-shifting thing? In the chat, does anybody know about that? Like, because the cougar never comes up again. And you think
in a way it does. In a way it does. There's a stuffed one in the house at the end. When she walks by, there's a stuffed cougar in the background. I don't know if that matters or not.
Maybe that's it.
Know.
So that's kind of what I was thinking. I'm like, that's the makeup girl. She's shape-shifted in the cougar, and she's using that as she was discovered in there, and she turned into the fucking cougar, so she wouldn't be discovered, this early in the ruse.
I felt like the director had a point with that cougar being in there. It didn't quite land with me, but I'm sure there's a point there.
It might be like foreshadowing predators are lurking, like coming after you soon, kind of a thing. Like, but it is kind of I don't know. It's left pretty open ended, but you could think that maybe Ruby transformed into a cougar, to mess with her.
But it does focus on that stuffed cougar later in the movie.
Yeah, so maybe it is that. That's just kind of what I thought. They are common out there, so maybe that was it. But yeah, I think it's kind of, it has to be something there with that. Let's catch up with the chat before we get too far behind. Non-praying mantis, Only God Forgives is probably my favorite Redford movie. It is bad. It's nuts. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Chris C says, I love the fact that these shady people won't touch her. She's pure and is so damn insidious and creepy. Well, there's also a point why they're taking their time here. Wild Wrangler, I've not seen Suspiria remake yet. It's worth the watch, man. It has its charms. I would say that about it. It definitely has some really cool scenes and some gore, but it is. Yeah. It's out there.
I just Googled what the cougar means in this movie because I was curious. And it says it moves regally but with feminine grace. The cougar's muscles ripple under its skin and you can almost smell its musk. It is everything Jessie aspires to be: confident, beautiful, sexual, powerful.
So it's okay. Well, that makes sense too.
Maybe that's what it is.
The animal version of the Neon Demon.
Some people are saying it's a Ruby, like the Christina Hendricks character.
I think it's Ruby. The Ruby, the Jenna Malone character.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
we need the director on. This channel is big enough. He should just pop in.
Right.
Explain this.
5,000 viewers right now.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Christy, get me a work consent form. Yeah. yeah, even though she's 16, she's still able to be a model. That's common though. I mean, that's not like this is
Always
not
say
a
you're
new,
19. Don't say 18. Always say 19.
yeah, always say
You know,
19.
18 is right on the nose.
I did like her little role in this. She's in a lot of his movies too, Christina Hendricks. But like she's just going, nobody's going to believe I'm 19, and she goes, "Sweetheart, people will believe what you tell them. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Even if you are 16, nobody gives a shit."
Yeah, which is very true in life. I think for most things,
Well,
people.
I mean, there's so much like around this time. There was so much shit going on in Hollywood with real like shit like this was happening, and it was all in the news all the time, and it's just. I don't think it was necessarily about that. I feel like the director was just like, well, this everybody knows, this is common knowledge. The Harvey Weinstein and all that shit. It was it's just part of the story.
Yeah.
Wild Wrangler, I don't think that's his overall point, I guess is what I mean. But then again, maybe it is. Everything what's up? A little slow, long, but it's worth the watch. He's talking about the remake of Suspiria.
Yeah.
The weird tranny always throws me off. I want to just get an old man, but whatever. Chris C says the plot hole they did. She just said her parents are dead, but we don't actually know. But it's kind of no longer mentioned. Yeah, she tells them that the parents are dead, but they kind of want. I think they like to hear that. I think they wanted to hear like that there's nobody here. She's on her own, kind of thing.
Right, nobody's gonna miss you.
Yeah.
Nobody's
looking for you.
Yeah.
Wild Wrangler asking Alan, Pops, Christina Hendricks, gravy.
Yeah, she's got a couple scoops of gravy on her taters.
A truckload of gravy. Chris C, that's the point. To the cougar, the makeup lady, Brad. Never thought of that. Yeah, we're very deep here, as you can tell. But that was just, again, if I hadn't seen Borgman, maybe I wouldn't have thought that. But yeah. Non-praying mantis. She has a leopard in the house and deliberately shows her occult tattoos. Yeah, absolutely. That later. That definitely kind of hit you in the face with a little bit.
Oh.
Non-praying mantis. Damn, I didn't even see those on her. Oh, yeah. Bet not. Non-praying mantis, right on her sides, love handle area, I believe. There's numerous like old.
Oh, they make sure you see those tattoos.
Yeah,
they make sure
old school witch imagery. By the end of it, and they look like old world like tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they definitely do. You have to pay attention. And again, the character is kind of vapid. It's kind of hard to get in, but it's there. Next, a photo shoot with a famous photographer. I guess a big time deal. Desmond Harrington. He's been in a lot of stuff. Wrong Turn, Dexter. Looks like he got AIDS in this before this movie started.
Yeah, man, he does. He looks rough. He got really skinny because he used to be like more fit in Dexter. He played the cop and everything, and now he looks really thin and stuff. I wonder if he got sick.
AIDS. AIDS.
Well, it's Hollywood.
Yeah, it tells everybody to leave. Fucking Reed is in the chat, just going, whatever, guys.
Reed's like, "Fuck you, motherfucker."
He tells everybody to leave. It's going to be a closed set today. When he gets a look at Elle Fanning's character, he's looking at her like food. They leave. He tells her immediately to take her clothes off. Like just the second the door closes, is the last person leaves. All right, take your clothes off. He shuts off the lights. He puts on a spotlight. He comes in with his big briefcase, and then he paints her gold with his bare hands. I'm going, again, this is a 16-year-old girl. Thank God we didn't see anything. This is one of the few times where I'm like, nudity not required. As soon as you say it's a little kid like this, keep it together. The makeup girl, Jenna Malone, waits outside after the shoot. She tells her she shouldn't be alone with the photographer. Fanning says she can take care of herself. She's not as helpless as she looks. The makeup girl, again, really flashing those lesbian vibes, gets her phone number and all this stuff, and takes a picture for her contact ID. And but she doesn't want to be alone with this known like pervert, photographer that sleeps with all the girls. Again, I think there's a specific reason behind that. the makeup girl and two other models, the two models from earlier. Again, I don't know their names, don't need to know them, but there's very few characters in this. They go for coffee together to kind of discuss Elle Fanning's character, and they start talking about food and the specials, and it's like, why are you making her tell you the specials? You're not going to get it. You know you're not going to eat anything, and they don't. They order coffees, and they're going to share a fruit cocktail between them, the three girls, which I thought was actually a nice touch.
Yeah.
But they talk about how beauty's short-lived and it won't last and all these things. The makeup girl says Fanning has it, though. She has the thing. And basically, clearly, that you just kind of picked her, and they're going to groom her. Next, at the runway tryout, they all march around half naked. The guy in charge, clearly uninterested in any of them until he sees Fanning, picks her immediately. One of the other models, one of the other friends in their friend group, freaks out, goes to the bathroom, breaks the mirror. Fanning goes in after her to check on her, and she tells Fanning, don't pretend you don't know what, that everyone is noticing you, and don't pretend that you're not, it right now. Don't pretend that you're not a star, and that she's a ghost, and, she would kill to have what she has and all that stuff. Elle Fanning cuts herself on the broken glass, and her friend can't help herself but to stick her whole hand basically in her mouth and suck the blood out of her hand.
Like, God, that's so weird.
Yeah, like she was feeding crack, basically like she dove on it. And Elle Fanning runs out of the room, which, again, foreshadowing. Cut to a funeral home makeup girl Jennifer Malone works at. She works on bodies, doing makeup for them. Back at the motel, Fanning avoids the manager. I don't know why she's hiding from the manager. I guess because he said that she owes him money.
Yeah, because he wanted her to pay for the damages because they broke the door down, but he still wanted her to pay for it and pay for the room that the cougar messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
it's
she's
her fault. It's
Yeah.
her fault that they gave up on the keys to open the door and just kicked the fucking door down.
Like fucking idiot.
And $140 is going to pay for all that damage.
Yeah, $140.
Prior to him kicking it open or whatever, when he's fiddling around, she opened it after like fiddling around with it too, remember? And she eventually got it open. So he could have. He's just a moron.
Yeah. I mean, he's working at a flea bag motel in downtown Los Angeles. I'm sure he's just a real peach. Anyway, Fanning avoids the manager. She treats the cut on her hand with mouthwash. Her old photographer, pseudo boyfriend, shows up with flowers. She passes out as she gets the flowers. She has visions of, these like triangles, like the Illuminati symbols and shit like that, the occult. She seems to be coming through. She seems to be coming around, but she sees handprints coming through the walls at her, like visions from all this stuff. We'll stop there and we'll catch up with the chat, but he's got more Keanu coming up here. The star of this movie.
Yeah.
Dan will watch this year, hypnotized on the first watch. Yeah, you can get something from it. A few watches on this for sure. I'm Brandon Mantis. Everyone has eight. Yep, absolutely.
You gotta watch Team America.
Yeah, you'll know.
You gotta watch Team America. That's right.
I don't want to overhype it. It'd be better if you went into it totally blind. I don't even know how you missed it. I don't know how you got to 52 without seeing it. I mean,
I knew about it. I just never. I mean, it wasn't my thing. I didn't think.
Yeah, but
you guys got me interested in watching this. I'm gonna order it. I'm gonna watch it.
Well, with your, I can't believe your sons didn't want to watch it.
It's like
I'm not a South Park guy. I'm not, even though I'm in that age.
They probably did. They probably just I would be interested. Just never tried to get me to watch it.
I've always fucking hated the Thunderbirds. Love Team America.
Yeah. Thunderbirds is it's a show, right? It was a show.
Yeah, it was kind of
similar,
same type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Chrissy, it was just a painter, but it was definitely devil-like quality. Yeah. Here we go. this is where we get into points of contention here. Reed says, "Hey, it's L.A. is L.A. I live far from that shit for a reason." See, to us, the whole state, it's Los Angeles. There are more people in L.A. County than in the rest of the fucking whole state. So yeah, it's a mess. But it's like, that's if he was to say like Illinois, it's all Chicago. But it's a whole other state. Yeah, I get what he's saying, but he's right. Don Praying Mantis, love the shirt, Alan.
Appreciate it. That's my Cocaine Bear shirt. Gotta have a shirt with a beard giving somebody a blowy with assless bear chaps.
Yeah, with a mask with no holes in it.
Yeah.
Chris C, I have to admit, it took me a bit to realize the redhead was into her, but damn, we find out later. Yeah. I don't think she's into her in that way. I think she just can't control herself, but we'll get there. Chris C, love the scene with the bloody hand. Yeah. That's where you're finally like, when that bloody hand thing happens, now it's like, finally I'm interested.
I didn't know if some shit was going to happen, like vampires were going to come out or something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't know what to expect when I saw it in theaters.
Yeah, I'm like, and then I like, as soon as she did that, I'm like, well, and then it cuts to them. They had that scene. I remember, well, it was before or after. I don't remember. They don't eat anything. I'm like, well, they are models, but at the same time, maybe that's not what they eat. Chris C, check out room 214. It's 213, but we'll get there. Hollow Notes, yeah, I was shocked to see Keanu listed in the open credits. Shocked again to see him run a meth motel. It's like a kiddie. It's like a kiddie like rape motel. Everybody there's underage. Non-Praying Mantis, you can overhype it if you want, Brad. It's that good. Yeah, I don't know how you'd be disappointed, but we'll see. Trini, what's going on, man?
What's up, Trini?
We're saying hey to Trini. Chrissy, meat is spicy. I can smell the smog and pain of LA, though. Yeah. Also, another Californian, Chrissy. Saying what's up to Trini. All right. So enter Keanu Reeves here. The old photographer, her pseudo boyfriend, goes to the manager. Keanu
Wait,
Reeves.
before this happens, though, hold on, wait, because there's a funny fucking scene. So before this, when she's looking out the window and she sees Keanu Reeves when she's ducking him and shit, and he's just doing this with his lighter.
He's trying to get his lighter to work.
And then throws the bitch.
He throws it like he's shooting a basketball away from him.
Chucks that thing, and then he goes back in there and he finally gets one. That shit was hilarious, man.
In his own parking lot. It's his job to manage the place. He just throws it around the ground. If you didn't need more information about him being an asshole.
He's so good in this.
Yeah. So he goes to meet with Keanu. He wants to ask him about the damages that she says he told her that she owes. And he's playing this great scumbag. Again, you can't rent motel rooms out to anybody under 18. Everybody knows that. But he's got 13-year-olds that are renting rooms and all kinds of crazy shit. He just basically shits on the guy. He's like, what are you getting out of this? Why are you doing this? I hope you're getting something out of it, because this is ridiculous. You can't be doing this. He's trying to give the boy life lessons. Yeah. And he's not wrong, by the way. He's not wrong. He goes, she sent you out for tampons too? He sells the kid, it's going to be like $100 worth of damage at least. And he goes, or was it 200? Because he's going through his wallet. He goes, I got 140 cash. He goes, sold. Rips the money out of his hand. Of course, the hotel's going to pay for it.
When he fixed the door.
He's just going to pocket the money.
Yeah.
But, he just goes on and on. But he tells him, he says, if you're really into that sick shit, I mean, I know she's underage, but there's a girl even younger than her in 213. You have to see the girl in 213. Yep. She's 13. She's a runaway from Sandusky, Ohio. Real Lolita shit is what he says to her. And he keeps saying that over again. Yeah, real Lolita shit. It's just like, good God.
213 must be seen.
Yeah. Cut to Fanning backstage at the show. She talks with an older model, one of the friends from earlier. There's a core group of 3 friends. You got Jenna Malone, the makeup girl, and then 2 other models. One has been, one's been around for a while. You can tell she's a little more, coy to the business. She knows a little bit more about it. And then another one's that kind of younger than her. She's talking to the younger one, who basically tells her she had everything redone. She had her jaw shaved and all this shit done, shot up with Botox, just so she can continue being a model. And they kind of debate natural versus improvement, and kind of hammers the point home that, you know, youth and beauty is everything in this world, and she'll do anything to get it. She didn't care that they carved her face and all this shit. And they kind of go back and forth about that. On stage again, Elle Fanning's character has visions of, you know, triangular shapes, things like that. She's in between these two triangular mirrors. She's going back and forth, like duality, all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's really coming into her own as a model. After the show, Fanning and her boyfriend go to a restaurant where the models and the director are talking about how, again, beauty is everything. It's the only thing. It's all that matters. And they invite her to sit down, but not the boyfriend. It's like, there's only room for one. You just go ahead and sit here, you know, whatever. And they go and sit around the corner. Fanning, the director basically is gushing over Fanning, how she has real natural beauty, and she's a big time talent, and that's what we all need. Is we need more of that and less of this artificial stuff.
And he said she's a diamond in a sea of glass,
In
in front of the other two that are already super jealous, you know.
Yeah, the other two core group of friends from earlier.
Yeah, the two.
You know.
Yep.
But he asked him to settle the debate about beauty and what's better, natural beauty or, you know, even if it's fake, does it really matter? And he tells them, you know, real beauty is what's on the inside. That's all that matters. You know, like a little kid, like an idiot. And you telling it to these people, that's like telling Hitler the merits of the Jewish race. You know, it makes no sense to them, and they don't want to fucking hear it. And it's like, dude, you want to be a fashion photographer and you're talking this kind of shit? Like, are you serious? But she tells him she doesn't want to. She storms off for some reason. I can't remember. But she storms off. He goes after her, and he confronts her and says, you know, do you really want to be like these people? They're horrible. And she says, I don't want to be like them. They want to be like me. And now she's like, you know, now she's got it in her mind. She's it. You know, she's heard it enough. Her shit doesn't stink. She's the best. Fanning goes back to the motel to sleep alone, you know, after that row with the pseudo boyfriend guy. So it's not clear at this point, but it ends up being a vision. But the manager, Keanu Reeves, goes into her room. He's figuring out how to get that door to work. He goes into her room. He sticks a knife in her mouth, and he keeps saying wider.
Yep.
Wider, wider, wider. As the knife just keeps going in her mouth.
It's making her deep throat the knife.
Yeah. And Fanning wakes up on the floor, fully clothed. Thank God, nothing happened. Now somebody is trying to get in the room. Again, I think it's an important scene. Whoever it is can't get the door to open. I'm thinking it must be Keanu because he can't get the door open. It must be real life. He's trying to get in there. She locks the door. He can't get in. Whoever it is goes to the next room and gets right in.
The 13-year-olds.
Yeah, the 13-year-old's room. And you can hear her it sounds like she's being killed.
Yeah.
She calls Jenna Malone, the makeup girl, and says, it sounds like he's killing her next door. He already tried to get in here. She says, it's safe. You can come to my place. You'll be safe at my place. He won't find you there. So she goes to this big house that the makeup girl seems to own. And it's like a makeup girl, big house, and the other two models live there too. You know, so it just didn't seem to make sense. Really, but she tells her some half-ass lie like, oh, I'm just house sitting. I don't this isn't my house. I just you know, I'm just looking after it. All right, let's get you caught up with the chat. We're getting right through this thing. I mean, it's not so much dialogue, it's a lot more visual storytelling, this one.
Yeah.
All right. Reed says, did you notice there was no smog in this movie, Chris? Yeah, crystal clear. I don't remember if it was Los Angeles or San Pedro, or I don't remember exactly where they said it was filmed. Let's see, you have a clear as day. Ombre Mantis, everything sanitized visually in this movie. Yeah, it does have really strong visuals. It's really well set up. Shot. You can tell this guy's got a real talent. Story's a little light. Chrissy, I love the lights in certain spots. Neon Giallo like. Yeah. Chrissy really liked it. Ombre Mantis, the color palette and symmetry are what I love most about the movie. Yeah, it's got, like I said, really strong visuals. Chris says, I think that scene, the mirrors, she changed to complete turn. I don't think she's playing both sides. She's equal parts of both in that scene. She hasn't turned yet. The turn comes later.
It was filmed in Los Angeles and Hollywood.
Yeah.
So that was where it was filmed up.
The dream sequence was great. Well, it's either a dream or a vision, but yeah. She sees she says she was house sitting. Yeah, like, okay, yeah, huh? People do that. You know, caretaker or something. But anyway, Jenna Malone comes on to Fanning, and she rejects her, saying she's a virgin, which I think may have been the point. She wanted to get that out of her. She wanted to confirm that. Jenna Malone draws a face and makeup with X'd out eyes on the big mirror there and leaves for work. She goes back to the funeral home, Jenna Malone by herself, back to work on dead bodies. She seems extremely irritated now, working on a young woman's corpse. She locks the door to the room, takes off her gloves, and then the sheet off the body. And she fantasizes about Fanning while she gropes the dead body. I thought that was where it was going to end. I was wrong. She mounts the dead body and just starts sticking her tongue in the mouth of the dead body. She spits in the mouth of the dead body.
Oh yeah.
And she's slobbering all over the dead body like a wild animal. And this is, again, it would kick me back to that cougar thing. You know, she's like an animal with this thing. But yeah, it's disgusting. I mean, it really is gross. I'm sure that's a live woman. It's not like it's a real dead body, but Jesus Christ. She's got.
I like that they went for it though. I give this director a lot of credit because that probably was really hard to ask her to do and to actually film that and everything. So I give them credit for really going for it.
Probably not. I mean, she hasn't had work in a while.
Yeah, she probably would have done a lot more.
She's like, you know what? Yeah, you need me to do? I'll spit in her mouth too if you want.
My wife's in the other room, and she comes walking down the hallway as that scene starts to happen. I go, just go back in there. Don't walk in here right now.
Of course.
You're going to wonder what the fuck I'm watching.
Alan's like a 13-year-old boy and his mom walking in the room.
She always walks into the most fucked up parts.
I can't understate how much slobber was on this dead body's face. Yeah, just see the movie for that alone.
Yeah. Run to see it.
Run out and see that. Yeah. So back at the house, Fanning does her own makeup now. The makeup girl has not done this for her. Jenna Malone comes home and confronts her by the pool. Fanning is on the diving board of an empty pool, and she's got this elaborate makeup she's done herself now. So now she has made the full change. Now she is the full-on neon demon, effigy, to call it. She's saying shit like, she's dangerous like they say, and she's basically overstating that, a woman would kill to be like me. They would starve to be like me. They would do anything to be like me. And, Jenna Malone seems very pleased by this. Like, finally she's become what I wanted her to become. She basically says she's the best and everyone else is just jealous. And then she storms off.
Is that praying like one day there'll be a second-rate version of her?
Yeah. One day if you try really hard, you get all the plastic surgery in the world, you diet, you might be a second-rate version of me.
Yeah.
So she's full on in bitch mode. She goes inside. The three girls are waiting for her, the friend group, and they attack her. They chase her around the house with butcher knives till Jenna Malone finally catches her and pushes her in the deep end of the drain pool. And she falls, cracks her head. She looks like Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber after he falls off the jetway. Like the legs are like folded up and shit. But she's clearly busted her head. She's bleeding out of her head. Yeah. And she nods to the other girls to go retrieve the body. So that's really the only kill you get in this movie, if I remember correctly. Yeah, pretty sure that's the only kill.
It's pretty fucked up though.
Yeah, she really fucked up. It was really great. A nice little touch there, her falling in the pool, but it's about to get way more fucked up.
Oh yeah.
So next, Jenna Malone, the leader, is in a bathtub filled with blood, covered in blood, all over her face, everything. Watching the other two in the shower blood off each other. This scene seems to go on for about 18 minutes. I don't know exactly how long it was, but it's the longest shower in history. And she's just sitting there like this, just watching them wash the blood off each other. And I'm
Great
just like,
director. Great
yeah,
director.
yeah, Anthony's just like, I need to know more about this director. I need to see some of his other work.
You guys aren't seeing the big picture.
This is cinema.
All right.
Why's it gotta be Italian?
This is art. This is art right here.
Yeah. But yeah, that's basically it's a long scene of that. And again, wait, there's more. It gets weirder. The next morning, Jenna Malone waters the plants topless outside, as you do.
Yep.
Sure. She's spraying water in the pool to wash away the blood from the night before. And then she goes to lay on the grave where they buried the remains, what was left of Elle Fanning. And you could tell she was special, but you get a glimpse. She is covered, her whole torso is covered in like pagan, old school, like we're talking 1600s witch tattoos, basically.
Mm.
And I thought that was a nice little touch there. You get a real sense of what was going on there, and it's clear they've kind of sacrificed her in a sense. So here we go. Yeah, this is and now it really gets weird. If that wasn't weird enough for you, this is where it gets really weird. We'll get through this part and we'll catch up with the chat. So that night, Jenna Malone's character, she's by herself. It's a full moon outside. She's totally nude, staring at the full moon. She lays down on the floor in front of this giant window and like puts her legs up like she's about to give birth, and just an ocean of like blood discharges out of her.
Mm-hmm.
Her own essential rebirth, I guess. New blood in, old blood out, kind of thing. But
Yeah, because she almost looks like rejuvenated now, right?
yeah,
Like they kind of really like kept the camera on her face and
Kind of a demonic dialysis.
yeah,
yeah, it was very
demonic dialysis. That's the right word.
Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, I couldn't say it one time slow. Let's catch up with the chat here. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Hall notes. She was frogging for sure. That's a nod to the cohabitation horror stream I did last night. Non-brain mantis, absolutely. Yep. She's frogging. Period.
Yeah.
Necro love dreaming. Okay, Chris. Yeah. Some weird stuff happening. Non-brain mantis. Yeah, the spit in the mouth with the cherry on top.
Way to commit, ladies.
Way to commit, ladies.
You
Yeah.
sick fuck.
Yeah. Chris C. That's why I love the films like this. You just go screw what these civilized people think. Yeah.
Yeah.
This was out there. Rob Romano, what's up, man?
Hey, Rob.
What's up,
Yeah.
Rob?
Rob, everybody saying what's up. Everybody saying what's up to Rob. She's the second kill. The first was the door. Yeah, there you go. That door will never get the same. Love the fact she's bathing in blood. Does not give two shits at all. Yeah. She seemed kind of like dejected when it was over. Like, I think she was just like, another one, you know. Just saying what's up to Rob. Reed says, isn't there another kill at the end, or am I imagining this? It's kind of a kill. We'll get there. Just saying what's up to Scully. Chris C. Okay, I saw the tats and they were laying in the grave with it. Yeah. All notes. Yep. 2 more deaths. Maybe we'll get there. Well, this is weird, dude. I don't know what to tell you. This is fucking weird. The next day, the two other models go to a shoot together after the murder. One girl is working, the other girl is just with her. She gets asked if somebody ever stole a job from her and what did you do about it. She says she ate her. Touche. The other girl that was talking to her, the one that's not part of their friend group, she didn't work out as a model. She gets fired, and the other friend, her other friend, gets chosen, and they're doing the shoot together. They're standing out by a pool, and she's looking at the pool, and she starts to get a little sick from looking at the pool after what they just did, apparently. She runs inside, and she gets to her room by herself, and she throws up an eyeball.
Yeah.
It's about to get weirder. Her friend goes to check on her. She says she needs to get it out of her. She needs to get her out of me. That's what she says. She grabs a pair of scissors and cuts her whole midsection open and dies. Her friend, who just watches on, just not even a little bit disturbed, picks up the eyeball she throws up and eats it.
Mm-hmm.
As you would.
She goes back into her shoot. You know,
it just goes right back to work.
Yeah.
She got a little snack, went back to work. And that's the end of the movie. That's the whole movie. That's what happened. That's it. Let's catch up with the chat and we can get some thoughts on this thing. Chris C says, I call it art. Just a seppuku and an eyeball? Absolutely. Chris C says, I love the ending. Perfection. All right. So anything I missed? Anything that I missed going through this? Any points that you guys saw that I didn't see?
I don't know. I think we caught just about, because there's all the stuff obviously about modeling and just kind of like how terrible it is and all that kind of stuff, and just all these women that think they gotta go into this and look at, the whole industry is just really, because it's weird to me too, because who enjoys the way all these women look to begin with, like all stick figure bodies.
No, I like big
like,
butts, and I cannot lie.
Almost like
go eat a fucking sandwich, man. Get a fucking Happy Meal.
Yeah, almost like man.
Back away from the fucking fruit cups
or something. Like it's just it's so weird that that's even what they think people want to see, because I don't think most guys or anybody.
It isn't about the guys. It's not about the guys at all. It's about the girls.
Yeah, it's their competition against each other.
Yeah,
it's that world. They're their own little fucking world. Their own bubble.
Girls don't give a shit what guys think. They don't. They don't care. They don't go do their hair because you want her to do her hair. Put it in a ponytail. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They do their hair to show out in front of other women. That's what they do it for.
What I think is, I think those three girls, Ruby and the other two, I think they're actual like kind of witches.
Yeah.
In a sense, because they ask if she's food or sex.
Yeah.
And they wanted her youth. They wanted whatever she had. That she had the thing. She had the it. They wanted that.
Yeah, and she wasn't.
They thought by fucking consuming her, they could get it.
She wasn't part of their clan, so automatically she became food.
Yeah.
So you have like all the industry type stuff, all the like, this is how terrible it is to be in the modeling industry, all this kind of stuff. And how shitty they make you feel and whatever if you don't kind of conform to their way of thinking and stuff. And then, the demon part of the whole thing and the horror part of it is like the three witches trying to get her in. So you've got some different layers going on and stuff there. But is there, I guess the only other stuff is like, the cougar we were talking about before is, was the cougar a witch? Was the cougar just a cougar? Is it like some kind of a metaphor for something? It could be a few different things. What was going on with Keanu Reeves and not what was going on, but whoever, like, how he had, she had that vision of, him putting the knife down her throat and stuff like that. Was that Ruby's way of making her feel scared so she'd come running to her? Was that all just like, did Ruby create that nightmare so she would come to her kind of a thing, or did it actually happen?
I don't know. Maybe women are like, they're thinking more that like the guys are going to be the predators than the women.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
There definitely could be subtext
Yeah.
of the Hollywood industry and
Yeah.
the predatory nature of it, obviously, and even the child, trafficking issues that have been going on with that whole thing. There could be all that, but I think it's just straight up like, witches. Like I see it as Jenna Malone orchestrated the entire thing from the minute she saw her. She knew that this is going to be the next one we eat. And like the thing at the hotel room, she put the vision in her head of the guy she's already afraid of breaking in. But there's really the other two girls out there. And she sent the other two girls to do exactly what they did, go in and kill that other girl and get her so scared that she has to leave there and get her over to their little compound so they can finish the ritual. That's what I thought. From the beginning, she's steering her. Again, she doesn't want her to feel comfortable at that motel. She wants to lay the seeds. That's why the cougar, in the room, why she was that cougar thing.
I don't know how to be comfortable at that hotel to begin with.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
The end goal is to get Elle Fanning to turn into the neon demon, which she does, and be sacrificed at their leisure in their house together. So she has to get her to come there on her own will, obviously. She's like, she's already creeping her out with the lesbian vibes.
Now, do you guys think at all, though, that maybe they wanted, because you were saying in the beginning, Brad, kind of grooming her, maybe they wanted her to join their coven at one point, but then when
one or the other,
when Jesse rejected Ruby, when she wouldn't have sex with her or whatever, then she was like, okay, well, now you're for sure getting sacrificed. But maybe if she would have had sex with her, maybe she would have let her become part of the coven.
Right. Like the dreadnoughts from Dr. Sleep, kind of.
Because at one point, the other models probably had sex with her, or probably accepted her or whatever.
Right.
When she put the face on the mirror with the X's, that's probably when she was fucked.
She let the other girls know
she's done,
that it didn't happen.
Yeah.
She ain't with us. We're gonna eat this bitch. That's what I thought. Again, with that, the whole time it goes back to that grooming thing where she didn't want to leave her alone from the beginning with the photographer. She tried to stay in the room even though he said it's a closed set. He's like, she said, I'll stay anyway, regardless. I'll stay and touch up the makeup. She goes, no, she can go. She waits for her outside to make sure she's okay. She wants her to be a virgin. If they're going to eat her, they want her to be a virgin.
And back to the cougar, you have the cougar in the hotel. And later on, when all the climax is happening, you see the stuffed cougar is sitting there like in the background.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like that was the predatory shit coming after her, and now we got you.
Yeah,
and this is I don't know.
Another
cougar's got to have something to do with
that. I think it does. I think that's she's clearly a fan of cougars. That's the effigy she chose, but. It made me think of Hostel 2. Do you remember Hostel 2 when the girl's hanging upside down?
Yeah.
And the old woman is sacrificing the virgin. She wanted to make sure she was a virgin, so she's bathing in virgin blood. Again, the same thing. You get the sense that the Jenna Malone character is much older, like 1600s, like very, very old. So again, I think she orchestrated the whole thing. They're witches together. And why do you think the one witch killed herself? Did anybody pick up on like what that was about? Why would she do that?
Well, yeah, because at first I was thinking, I'm like, oh, is this going to be some weird, crazy shit? Kind of in like Men with like a rebirth of
coming out of her,
bursting out like alien style, and now she's like full on demon mode or something, and she's gonna like kill the coven. That's kind of what I thought was gonna happen, but then it didn't happen like that. But
I think she was trying to become like one of the witches, like Ruby, like big time that girl, and then she didn't quite make it.
Well, what I thought with that was she's the girl that got all the plastic surgery. The
right.
one that was saying that. Yeah. So it's clearly she hasn't been doing this very long. That may have been the first one, in fact. Yeah. Because the other girls wouldn't have got plastic surgery and got her face shaved. They said, well, we'll just kill another girl.
Yeah,
and we'll get the benefit. So I thought that was her first one, and she saw the pool and realizing what she did, she just couldn't deal with it anymore and freaked out. And that's what happened. That's what I thought I got from that part. And then the other girl is just watching on, just going, okay, well, thanks for the eyeball.
Right.
Just right back to work. She just goes back to business as usual. It doesn't bother her at all.
Why was the pool empty?
Yeah, why was that pool empty?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she put the visions in the head. I thought she orchestrated the whole thing, and she's playing the friend like, "Oh, I'm here for you," but really, we all know what it was.
And then what's interesting is for all the male characters that, there's definitely a lot of power going on there, right? Like there's the guy who's like running the show who, had her, had Jesse on the runway and all that stuff. And then, later we see him again at the bar with the other two witches and stuff. Is he in on this whole thing, or is he just a regular guy? Could he be like a warlock? They're witches, he's a warlock, or is he just a regular guy? But he seems to have a lot of power as well, because they could just kill him too. But it's like, are they like subservient to this person? Because then you have the other guy who painted Jesse all gold, and Ruby seemed kind of, fearful of him. Like, hey, don't be alone with that guy. Why don't you, let me stay in the room? So it's interesting, all the male characters. And Keanu Reeves, same thing. He's a predator, kind of a scumbag type dude. So it's interesting how all these male characters seem to have some amount of power and stuff as well. And, it's interesting because the females have their witches, so they could just maybe like cast some kind of weird spell on these guys or do something. But I don't know. I thought that was interesting too, like how the male roles were played.
Well, they want to be models. That's clearly what they're interested in, staying in the modeling industry. They're addicted to it. This whole world it's all, youth and beauty. That's all that matters. Those two things together, youth and beauty, because you can't be 21's an old model, so that's where they're coming from. And it kind of put me in mind of like Bret Easton Ellis. He has this sentence. So for one of his movies, I don't remember, one of his books, it says, greed is good, sex is easy, youth is forever, kind of thing. Like I feel like this was very much an LA type movie, like that kind of vibe where there's always somebody younger, there's always somebody coming behind you. And like I said, they sacrificed the broad, a la the babysitter to stay young forever. And they had to wait till she turned into the neon demon, almost like a la Black Swan, so they could actually sacrifice her. So I don't know. I just think it was I don't think there's any overarching message. Maybe it is the Hollywood system and the grooming and all the sex trafficking and all the weird shit going on, or maybe it's just the nature of the business. You get a little old, you get sacrificed, you move on, whatever. The good people.
I don't think that they're witches and fucking warlocks, full blown goddamn hocus pocus goddamn witches.
Mm-hmm.
I think that in their mind, they're thinking that if they could consume this bitch, whatever, they could get her in her fucking beauty.
Yeah.
I don't think they're as fucking goddamn macabre as we think they are. I think it's just they're plugged in the head. Yeah. And they're thinking they're jealous. And I think it's a lot of it's more metaphor for us to watch than it is for them actually being fucking witches. I think it's just them thinking if they can consume this fucking girl that they're jealous of, they can get her fucking spark, her it factor. And it's not so much that they're going to goddamn boogie your ass, goddamn put a fucking spell on you.
Yeah.
They don't.
It's more. It's not like literal witchcraft. It's more
right. That's what I'm trying to say.
A pagan ritual or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so there was that woman from whatever it was, the 14th century, that sacrificed virgins and bathed in her blood until she was 100 years old and whatever. It's that kind of thing. She wasn't a real witch. She didn't have powers, but she had the power to cut somebody's fucking throat. That kind of thing. And I thought that was what it was. But they can't help but be catty with her either. Like for people that are trying to like kind of get her to seduce her to be on their team or eat her, one or the other, they're still kind of nasty to her. They're still kind of bitchy to her, which I thought was interesting. So, you would think they would be like super nice to her, but no, they were like they're still kind of nasty with her.
Yeah, maybe they're trying to like test her, see like can you hang kind of a thing, because they're all because I'm sure when they first came to Hollywood and they started out, maybe they were bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and then they hardened up,
Yeah, the business turned them into
monkeys. They're trying to see like, hey, can you hang with us, or are you really like fragile and stuff? Which is another thing you learn in life. You start to develop like calluses and shit like that. You get harder and harder because we all start off fairly innocent enough and like, oh yeah, we're gonna do big things and do this and do that or whatever.
Maybe you did.
You work you work you work hard, you do this or whatever, but it's not really
full head of hair. and you're excited about life.
Yeah.
You
Brian's
feel
down
like
there.
me,
Brian's down
balled
there.
and defeated.
Just this blank slate.
Yeah. Yeah. But
You motherfuckers just wait.
time just beats you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
You're hard
see.
up.
Catch up with the chat. We'll rate this thing. Great score, great soundtrack. Yeah, strong.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Chris C. When she's in the club, with flashing lights, Central Circus. Yeah. Allie loved the song "Waving Goodbye" by Sia that plays during the end credits.
Oh yeah. Yep. That was good.
I'm Praying Mantis. I think you caught most everything. There really isn't much dialogue in the movie. Very little dialogue. Yeah. I'm Praying Mantis score is excellent. I had to look it up. Thought it might be a disaster piece.
Yeah, they did the score to It Follows. Disaster piece. I don't know if they did the score to Neon Demon. I didn't look, but
No.
It seemed very similar.
yeah.
Chris C, tell the truth. That scene, to me, food is kind of like sex. You eat it, you enjoy it, and sometimes you get sick of it.
Yeah, it says the composer here was Cliff Martinez.
Yeah, Cliff Martinez. Yep.
I'm Praying Mantis, by golly, I think I might actually love this film. Cool.
Yeah.
Anybody watch the commentary?
If I had the Blu-ray, I would have, but I didn't. It wasn't going to come in on time, so I had to just stream it. But yeah,
I can't watch the commentary for stuff like this because I don't want them to pollute my sick ideas.
Alan
That's
canceled.
really
His,
not.
he canceled his Amazon order in transit.
I never ordered. I was going to get it from Hamilton Books. I never did. So I never placed my order.
Yeah, it was the rebirth of Ruby. Yeah, absolutely.
And I won't be buying it. I won't be buying it.
Chris C,
It's not going to be a freaking rewatch.
damn, you all made me think deeper. That's a scary thought. Yeah. Not Praying Mantis. She wasn't built for that shit.
yeah,
I think they should have known right away she was food just by looking at her that she was food and not one of them. Wild Wrangler, one of us. Yeah, freaks. Chris C, you know what the photographer asked her to join the shoot? It's automatic. He fires the other chick. Yeah. He seems now mesmerized by the girl that was passed on the rest of the movie. Now after she ate her, now she's getting picked. Trini said, Anthony going deep. Yeah, we're all about depth here. Chris C, it's almost two different versions of the film. All I know, it's where were the broomsticks and wands at the Hogwarts house. Yeah.
What Hogwarts house are they?
Yeah.
Slytherin.
Bathory, Team Caddy. Chris C, the vamps, they devoured her beauty. Pretty saying what's up to Trini. Non-Praying Mantis, do you like it more after all the convo? Well, we'll get there. We're going to go there right now. All right.
Well, and actually, before we get, I was going to say another thing is that actually kind of reminds me the whole thing with Ruby trying to have sex with Jesse, like really kind of like force her to do it. That also goes back to like a Harvey Weinstein type thing. It's like, hey, if you have sex, you can make it big in the industry.
You want to be on the team?
You're right. You want to be one of us, and then but she denies it, and then it's like, oh, X through your eyes, bitch. All right, that's So it's like there's a lot of that kind of subtext in there for sure. I don't know if
Well, they go for coffee in a fruit cup together. They don't talk about it. They're alone. The three of them are alone, and they don't go, okay, so we eating this bitch? Do you think we're gonna eat her, or do you think we're gonna fuck her? Like, which is it gonna be? Like,
because this movie came out in 2016, so it was being shot and filmed in 2015. And that was right around the craze of the Harvey Weinstein and the Me Too movement. All that.
That was
Yeah.
But I mean, this stuff has been.
It's been happening forever.
They've been talking about this forever.
Yeah.
This has been like a dirty little, the worst kept secret ever, forever. Casting couches and all this crazy shit. But it's the Hollywood business. You can't change it. It's probably the same today. But Alan, out of 10, what would you give Neon Demon?
I got to weigh in a lot of factors. The rewatchability. Am I ever going to want to, I want to watch that again. No, probably not. And I'm not saying that I didn't like it. it's not really my style of movie. I mean, I understand that it's beautifully shot. It's got a lot of cool scenes. I liked all the Keanu Reeves stuff. I liked the ending. I thought the ending, went pretty dark. Darker than I thought it was going to go based on how the whole movie was. Except for the mortuary scene. I don't know, man. It's a tough one to give a score to. I'm going to say, just based on everything, the fact that I don't have a desire to really watch it again, I'm going to give it a 4. I'm going to give it
4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. So
you heard it here.
So, like I said, I'm not trying to shit on the movie. It's just not my style. It's not my style of movie. It was okay.
Rewatchability is everything.
Rewatchability for me. I got done with it. I said, well, I'm done with that. And, we're going to talk about it tomorrow night, and I will never think about it again.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. It didn't dog my fucking thing. Didn't blow my skirt up.
You know what it could have used? A real cannibal scene. Them fucking eating the broad.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't go there,
Yeah.
honestly. Again, because they did just kind of skip by that, Yeah, it's weird. I'm kind of surprised because it went there with everything else.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
But maybe they didn't have the budget. Maybe it was towards the end of the movie. Who knows? But,
Yeah.
we get it. They fucking.
I don't know. I think that guy has some budget.
Her whole head was covered with blood. She stuck her whole head in the body cavity.
Yeah, maybe they wanted it to be a little bit more of a surprise in case people weren't getting it when she coughs, when she hacks out the eyeball.
Maybe the eyeball gag was the.
And then people are like, "Holy shit, they ate her!"
Yeah.
Maybe people were just thinking.
Yeah, I think that was it. The fact that Elle Fanning was so young filming this too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Anthony, what would you give this out of 10?
I really liked it a lot, man. I mean, this is more my style. I do it because I love a good score and soundtrack, which this movie had. I love the cinematography and the directing of it, the lights, the purple, red, all the lights and everything. I like that style. And I thought the acting was all solid. So, yeah, I'd go 8 out of 10. Yeah, for me, it's just, because I like all that stuff. I'm fine with the kind of slow burn leading up to it. And then when it hits that third act, it really, I feel like it pays off pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And I like that they weren't afraid to go there, with some of the, with her, with the corpse and stuff like that. And then obviously bathing in the blood and doing all that.
Yeah.
Like, I like it when they'll push the limits because I feel like they don't, always do that as much anymore, because we're in different times and stuff like that. But this movie was not afraid to push the limits on that kind of stuff. So when it got dark, it got really dark. So,
yeah.
Brian, what do you give this movie out of 10?
Oh, I give it an 8.
Solid 8.
Yeah. I've always been a fan of this. I don't know. I like the director's style. It just, everything he does, I don't know, the way he composes the score with the visuals just always hits it right for me. I just love that kind of stuff. I don't know. It just engages me more. Mm-hmm. It doesn't need to have a lot of dialogue to me.
Yeah.
I mean, if I just turn off the lights and just stare at it, I just kind of get lost in there. And the story's really different than a normal modeling type movie.
Yeah.
It's just if you saw the trailer didn't seem like anything quite this dark, and then you just get into it. And I think a lot of people, especially when I saw it in theaters, a lot of people were shocked and awed around me. I was looking around at people and they were kind of gasping stuff, especially the eyeball stuff and the necrophilia stuff. You're like, I don't know. It was kind of a weird theater experience.
But, yeah, that ending when she tells the girl, I ate her.
Yeah.
All I kept thinking was Saving Silverman, the coach. You ate her?
You ate her?
We ate her alive.
Arlie Ermy. Yeah,
You boys are smart. That's the perfect crime. Yeah. But there was obviously something to bury. They had a body. They buried the remainders of the cadaver.
Yeah, the bones. Yeah. What they didn't eat.
I liked it. I'd like to have seen a little more gore, a real hard gore cut, but I understand why they didn't do that because of the eyeball. They wanted that eyeball thing to be effective.
Yeah.
It's all about that last scene. And,
well, you think about Drive and Only God Forgives. It doesn't have, those had 1 or 2 really gory moments, but that's it.
But that's what I was looking for. I was waiting for that big, out of nowhere, the crazy gore and Drive. I'm like, Jesus, he's stomping that dude's head in, or he's putting the bar through the dude. And I was expecting something like that. Like
Okay.
she turns around and gets a fucking axe right over the head, and they turn her over and they're catching her blood or something. You know,
Right.
like I was expecting something like that real quick. But you know, out of 10, I'm all about rewatchability. Will I ever see this movie again? I mean, probably. I'm gonna keep it. All of $6 I paid for it. I don't know, 5.3. You know, I would put it up there with you know, those, you know, with Raw and stuff like that. You know, kind of like a, you know, definitely like a feminine coming of age, almost like alternative type thing. But I'm sure there's a lot of subtext with this, with business and industry and all the other stuff going on there. But I hope I don't think a lot of people get that it's like this pagan sacrifice, like they killed her or, you know, whatever. But you know, I don't know. It's just it's tough to get that movie in your head too, with the you know, just the vapidness of the characters.
Yeah.
You're sitting there, you're trying to listen to what they're saying, but at the same time, as a man, I'm just going, okay, whatever it is. You talking about your hair again, or your sister was mean to you? Like, that's the way it's just very hard for me because they're very, very vapid. They're kind of yapping at each other. It was hard for me to get it in. But once I actually got past it and I could see that they're, you know, it plays into how, you know, like they can't even control themselves.
Yeah. And this movie is definitely more rewatchable to me than Raw. I'll rewatch this multiple times before I rewatch Raw.
I'm sure I gave Raw about the same score as this.
Yeah. And it's fun to show this to the average viewer who's not knowing what the hell they're getting themselves into.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. I love recommending fucked up stuff to people.
And just go like, oh, it's just about modeling. It's, you know, it can't. What
modeling?
really
It's got Dakota Fanning's sister in it, you know, younger sister.
Yeah.
How big could it be?
All right, let's catch up the chat and get out of here. And our man, this kind of reminds me of Starry Eyes, plot wise. Yeah, very similar. Yeah, I know what you meant here. Starry Eyes. You guys see Starry Eyes?
I haven't, but I've heard about it, so I know
It's not
it's
the
about
same thing. Almost.
Yeah, I heard it's really good though. I do want to check.
Chrissy, respect for all 10s, just different strokes, different folks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just on my thing, man. Like I said, you know, I can appreciate the movie. I sat there, I was engaged the whole time.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm a very generous rater, by the way. I don't know if you noticed.
I don't know if anybody noticed that. Brian,
you know,
big.
And I knew that these guys were all going to be 7, 8, 9, somewhere in that range.
It probably deserved like a 6.
But I just want to be honest. I don't want to be the oddball out, but like I said, it just wasn't. When I see the colors, I mean, I got a fucking Suspiria behind me right here. But when I get into colors and shit on the fucking movie, I don't sit there and just go, ooh. I just don't do that. It does nothing for me. It does nothing for me at all.
What about
especially whenever that's the highlight of the movie. I love the colors of that film. No, I want to get colors don't entertain me. And that's just my opinion. Like I said, I mean, I understand the artsy part of it. Whatever, I can sit my tea and, you know, smoke my pipe and wear my goddamn beret. But it does nothing fucking for me. It really don't. Maybe I'm just an old fuck.
But when fucking Rambo blows up the whole fucking town,
give me some Quentin Tarantino fucking dialogue and fucking entertain me.
When that shit's all orange blowing up in your face, you love that bright orange.
I'm all about fucking art. That's my art right there. Yeah. Give me some goddamn gore. Give me some shit.
And I know I complained about their dialogue, but again, they're models. They don't have a whole lot to say.
And that's the other thing. I don't give a shit about the modeling business. I don't care about the modeling business. I appreciate the end of it. I like the gore, I like the eyeball and all that shit. You know, but when you get right down to the nuts of the fucking story, the modeling industry, I don't give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
Well, and
just like the fucking Dance Macabre movie with Robert Englund. I'm a huge Robert Englund fan. I'm not a fucking ballet fan. I hated that fucking movie.
And I don't give a shit about the modeling.
I didn't give a fuck about the story that much. You know.
But because they combined it, so and that's the thing. That's why I like the director because and I know this didn't do it for you, Alan, but it did it for me because I don't give a shit about the modeling thing either.
Right,
you know what I mean? But the score and the soundtrack and all that mixed with the cool visuals and how they did it engages me a lot more than like if it was just like yappity yap model like industry like a straight up drama with like no aesthetically pleasing things going on or cool music to go with it. If it was just that, but since the director really gets you engaged with the visuals and the sounds and everything, I think it elevates it a lot more.
Oh, it definitely for me.
And I can appreciate that. I can. Yeah. But that right there being the biggest selling point if the rest of the story was more intriguing to me, that would probably added to it. But the rest of the story just didn't really grab me, and that wasn't enough to make me raise my score higher than a 4.
Yeah.
No, that's
really.
fair.
I mean, like I said, I appreciated it. I thought it was shot great. I mean, I could appreciate the shots, but it's just not something that I go into a film going, that was a great film. The way those colors looked, and it's just that doesn't. I need more than that.
You like Drive, though, right?
You know. Oh yeah, I love Drive.
Yeah.
Watched it many times.
And see, what's interesting about that is Drive. I mean, Ryan Gosling says like nothing in that movie.
Yeah.
It's all visuals and once again a great fucking
Perfect score. Perfect.
Yeah. But
So
that movie keeps me entertained. It intrigues me. I love that movie.
I mean, you're
Because
watching
I've
an
watched
it.
autistic guy.
You have to know
You're
the
watching an
time.
autistic guy drive around.
You know.
That's the movie. That's the whole fucking movie. So it's an autistic guy that can't talk, driving around, standing there. You know, most of the big scenes are him standing. When he goes to the pizza restaurant and he's just standing there with the fucking mask on.
Yeah.
That's the whole scene. There's no dialogue, nothing. There's just music playing and him standing there. And then he runs the guy off the road, him standing there again. It's just a lot of Ryan Gosling standing there. You know,
Don't forget the scorpion jacket.
the scorpion jacket that constantly gets more and more blood and fucked up as it goes on.
Yeah, man.
You know, but
The director definitely has a style. You know, because I heard that the other Ryan Gosling, Only God Forgives, that movie that he directed, I think it's similar with that too, with the music and
it's another autistic. It's another autism movie.
Yeah, just because I remember seeing the trailer for that years ago before it was coming out in theaters, and I was like, damn, that's got a fucking really cool style to it, but I just never saw it.
It's a totally different story, but
It's totally different, but it's Ryan Gosling standing there, you know.
And I'm really excited to check this out from this director.
Yeah.
You know,
who's
got,
starting Anybody?
Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
Mikkelsen.
He plays like the ultimate badass, man. That's a good one.
So,
I know Allie likes him a lot.
Yeah, I think he's a great actor. He's one of my favorites. So,
but I did get, when I watched it, right from the beginning, I thought something was up with this Jenna Malone character. You know, at first you're like, oh, she's cruising her. You know, she's grooming her to be, you know, her chick. You know, she sees this young, like lamb, like girl. She's gonna try to hook up with her, and then it's way worse, obviously. So if you watch it through the Jenna Malone lens, you know, you keep an eye on her, I think it's a little bit better, but kind of stale, you know. First time watch was a 4. On rewatch, 7.5.
No, okay.
These WTF movies are kind of like that. It seems like the second time is the better time. Chris C, never heard of Starry Eyes. Yeah, you'll like it. You'd like it, man. Stream it. I think it's on Shudder. Non-Praying Mantis, check it out. They find it on streaming.
is that Christoph Waltz? The Starry Eyes?
No,
Christoph Waltz isn't in it.
I don't think there's anybody like that.
There's no names in it, I don't think. Alex Esso, Wendy in Doctor Sleep puts on a pretty strong performance. Yeah. Chris C, me too. I really need to check out the directors of the stuff. I love anything with Neo Giallo aesthetic, and it's horror, cherry on top. Yeah. Who put out the release for? What is this? Neon.
Yeah.
He was in a movie called Big Eyes. That's what I'm thinking of. Big Eyes.
Yeah, Big Eye.
Yeah.
Who put out The Only God Forgives? Was that Neon too?
I think so.
Probably.
It was Neon or like Magnet, one of those.
It's not Magnet. That's probably it. It's definitely one of those two. Absolutely.
Magnet puts out a lot of the found footage stuff for sure, like VHS and The Sacrament and a lot of those like found footage movies.
This one here's got like 12 companies on the back. One is IFC Films.
This one too, Neon Demon. There's
12. BBC Films. It's got a
10,
bunch of them.
There's 10 production companies on this. Usually not a good sign.
Yeah, they all had a hand in it.
Yeah. Well, when you have to keep going back for more money,
right?
You only get a little bit from each person. There's what is that movie? God, I always forget the name. A Vigilante. Which we got to do a watch along for the Vigilante. That movie, I tears laughing watching that movie. I can't control myself. I can't even look at it. The Vigilante is hilarious. It's got 13 in it from House. She plays the lead. She's like this tough, beating up dudes, and she's like 13 pounds. I mean, it's great. But that movie has, I'm not kidding you, when you watch it, the opening is like 26 different production companies. because it's so they got like like $800 from this company, $1,200 from that company to make it. It's such a piece of shit.
Is it a 2008 movie?
Probably it is.
Is that it?
No, it's A Vigilante.
Oh, A Vigilante.
We're getting off topic. I shouldn't have brought it up. God, that's hilarious. Got that one with a slip. It's Brian baiting them with the Keanu Reeves. Yeah.
Keanu Reeves is excellent in this movie.
I don't think
I love his parts in the movie.
Yeah, he's fucking great. Even if you don't like the movie that much, you got to admit he is fantastic. You know.
Good to see a great soundtrack, great visuals. Wild Wrangler, great stream. Thanks.
Non-praying man is saying that it went up on a second watch for him. Makes me almost curious if it would for me as well. I don't know. I mean,
maybe knowing what it is,
maybe I don't know.
Get a little bit more out of it, but I'm you know.
Yeah, it's not something I'm biting at the bit for, but it'd be interesting to see if my score went up at all.
Probably not by much. I mean, maybe like a 6 after that, maybe 5 or 6.
Allie says she recommended this movie to her sister and her husband many years ago, and they gave me crap for it for a while. They were not expecting what they got. Well, sometimes your recommendations are not. They don't get the justice they deserve. I can relate to that, Allie. I mean, I'm not going to go any further on that, but try to help some people. You know,
Ebola syndrome.
Garcia, thanks, man. Allie, I'm generous with the ratings too, Brian. I am not. I'm not that guy.
No, Brad is very strict with this.
I try to look at it objectively and review it. It's like I can't give Ebola Syndrome a 5 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10, even though it's a masterpiece, a once in a generation.
Yeah, but there's also like 4s that you love to rewatch too, you know?
Yeah, just because it's a 4, Vigilante is a half a star. I've seen it 4 times. So
that's the difficult thing about rating things, because there's rating things from a professional eye, which it sounds like Brad's trying to do, and then
I'm trying to help somebody. I'm trying to give somebody an honest take on it, not my stupid, warped, crazy, retarded brain.
Right.
I think of it.
And then there's rating it like on your own
enjoyment level,
your kind of taste, what you took away from it, how much you like it, stuff like that. And then it's difficult sometimes, you know, because you try to blend it, a bit, like, okay, because some people watch you for your opinions on what you like, and they're like, well, if you like it, then I'll like it.
I mean, I can't give Basket Case a 10 out of 10 because I love it. I can't, it's not a 10 out of 10. It's a fun, creature fucking retard movie from New York.
But in your eyes, if you rated Basket Case, you would probably give it a 10
15 out of 10.
Yeah. But if you're looking at it from your professional lens, you'd be like,
I think I gave it a 3 or a 6 out of 10 or something like that.
When you first see something too, you got that fresh fog, that
you get the popcorn high.
Yeah.
Popcorn high.
So that's a good point there. When I go see something, like, for example, that movie Super you had me watch. I got done with that and I was jacked up. That was fun. I had a good time. I got done with this movie. I was going. It didn't make me feel like fuck. I got to tell everybody about this fucking movie. I didn't get that feeling, and I guess that's what I'm trying to say. What was my 4? I just didn't get that. It didn't get me excited.
Yep. These WTFs, I think they're all mandatory double watch. You got to watch it twice, and that way that'll give you the real juice on it. So once you see it the first time, you process it, and you watch it again, you go, I see this, I see that, Let's get to the chat. Chrissy, I'm too nice to films general. The one I watched today, we'll get to that next week. Cool.
Yeah.
Art house horror, Wild Wrangler, elevated horror.
Oh, God.
Non-praying mantis Starry Eyes has got your number if you're looking for gore pops. Yeah,
I'll check it out, man. I'll check it out.
It's a good one, man. See, it's Neo Giallo to me. That's why I love the film. Non-praying mantis Only God Forgives was released by Anchor Bay and Stars. Oh, cool.
It was the same production companies that were doing Neon Demon. All those little companies on there.
Yeah.
But it was put out on physical by Anchor Bay and Stars.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Trini, what's next with WTF? Yeah, we haven't figured that out yet. We got some stuff in mind. We'll get
leave
there.
Some recommendations down below in the comments.
Yeah, shoot some in the chat or shoot some in the comments if there's any that we need to do that we haven't missed. We're finding some new ones here and there as we go. Operating Man is at least not very long for a rewatch. Yeah, it moves right along, man. I don't know how long it was.
It's 2 hours, but it feels like it moves along at a good
Felt
pace.
like a
I was
90.
never bored watching it, you know? Yeah.
Spicoli says Death Sentence was a badass.
Yeah,
Great recommendation.
That's what I'm talking about. That movie there, fuck. Just gets me excited. Gets me goddamn, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just a fucking old fucking lunkhead. So I'm the least artsy fartsy person in the world.
Yeah,
Don't listen to my recommendations of movies like this because you're probably gonna like it more than I do.
Doesn't make you a lunkhead. It makes you a preferred customer.
We need a baddest edition of that.
Yeah, eventually. It's James Wan. You would think we're going to get at least a 4K of it. I rewatch plenty of floors. Absolutely.
Yeah, I do too.
Yep. Chris C. Love Death Sentence. Has the DVD. Might be a fave long film. That's a winner.
Mine's Aquaman, but you know.
He said that's his favorite long.
Once again, going back to the visuals, right, Brian?
Yeah. Trini, I always roll my eyes when I see other people's ratings on Letterboxd. Like, really, a 10 out of 10? Yeah. I'm not going to say it. Okay, I'll say it. I don't think there's a 10 out of 10. I don't think it exists.
It doesn't exist. There's a few of them. I got a few of them.
Rocky? Jaws?
Rocky and Jaws are 10 out of 10 all fucking day long.
Exorcist.
But not very many others are. So Back to the Future might be close to that. I have to see what I rated it. But I got a few, but they're the my all-time favorites.
E.T.
Antichrist is high on the list. We just did a Lars von Trier maybe 3 of them ago. We're going to kind of try and wait to do another one, but it's definitely on the list.
You going to get that box set?
No. Fuck no. Hell fucking no.
That thing's bigger than the Clint Eastwood box set.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. A giant cube. What are you going to do with that? I've seen a lot of his movies, and I own the ones that I want to own.
That Clint Eastwood box is at least 20 pounds. Might be 25 pounds.
Yeah.
You got to get it with both hands to get off that shelf. It's heavy.
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. That's Antichrist is definitely on the list. Yep, and it's definitely doesn't have a happy ending. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming on and doing this. Appreciate everybody in the chat.
Absolutely.
And
these are always fun, man.
We'll go backstage and spitball some other ideas. We got all kinds of other dumb shit coming up.
Yeah,
that we're going to be doing. But in the meantime, we will catch you on the next one.
See you
guys. Bye, everybody.
Hey guys.
See ya.